Well, I'm not going to copy this if for the left arrow. This is a task for you and I hope you've done it completely. Instead, I'm going to change the speed here, and now my player will be much faster when no, it's not. Well, this is a funny error. I'm not sure you can see it. We can look more at the error messages. Unexpected thing on line 15. Do you see anything unexpected here? Well, this 0 is kind of strange, yes, because this is not a 0, this is a 0. I was pressed the letter O, so be careful with such errors. I hope this is useful for you, and if you make it sometime, you will not be scared and just fix your code just like I did. So let's see how my game is working now. Well, the player is not moving, but if I start pressing right, I can see him move to the right. You know that the left arrow key and any other key is not working, but I'm not happy with the way right arrow key is working too. You can see that if I want to move to the right continuously, I can't just hold the right arrow key. Instead, I didn't move at all. I'm still holding the key for a very long time and nothing is happening. I will release it now, and finally I did move a little bit. I will now start pressing the key again, and you didn't see me moving. In order for you to see me moving, I need to release the key. So this is a totally strange behavior, and if the player wants to move continuously with the same speed for a long time, he cannot just hold the key just like in most of the normal games. He has to press it a lot of times, and this is horrible. So this is what's happening when we write code in keyup. Keyup is the function that is executed whenever a key is released, and yeah, this explains why the player did not move when I started pressing the key. I can change this pretty easy, but it will totally not fix the problem. So please be critical to what I am going to do now. I am going to change this code to not be executed when a key is released, instead to be executed when a key is started to be pressed. So I don't want to use the keyup function. Instead, I'm going to change those two letters to down, and a key down is a special function that is really similar to keyup. You can use any of those two functions, or none of them, or both of them. So whichever function do you need, you can use it. You should be really careful to have both curly brackets opening and closing, and you should be careful to have the variable key written in this special place. And you can use both key down and key up. The big difference is that key down is executed when the pressing of any key is started. You can see this now, but it's not going to be executed in a good manner after this. So it's not the solution to what we need from our game. So you can see that when I just start pressing the right arrow key a lot of times, I move a lot of times. This is pretty similar to what was happening when I had the key up function and a lot of code in it. Well, now I'm going to do something different. I'm going to start pressing the key for a long time, and you can see both what is happening here in the console, and also I want you to look at the player and how he is moving. So I'm starting to press the right arrow key now. Did you see this? There was a long time, perhaps around 1 or 2 seconds, in which the player has moved only once and was stopped. But then he started moving continuously. So this is a really strange behavior. You can see in the console that the same thing that I am explaining about the player is happening about the console logs. Can you see how this number of prints here is increasing? We had just one print for about a second, and then a lot of printings of pressed and 39 happened fast and continuously. This is a pretty strange behavior, and it's not good for a game. If you want to run away from a bullet headed towards your body, you want to hold the key and immediately start moving to the right with the best speed that you can, and instead you get only one movement for a whole second and it's enough to die. So it's a pretty strange behavior for a game, and you might wonder why the computers behave like this. This is crazy. Well, instead I will show you another software in which the same behavior is pretty useful. Imagine you want to shout something to somebody, like for example, F food. Yeah, I really often shout food to my friends because I need a lot of food. So this is a good behavior if you want to write a lot of letters simultaneously. And instead, if you want to write just letters once, you can hold some key for a little longer. You expect to not see many times the letter you pressed. So you have a whole second to release the key for your letter. You can, I don't know if you can hear, but I'm pressing the letters for almost a whole second. And you can see that they are printed only once. And if I want something really a lot of times, then I hold it for more than a second. And that's the reason why my keyboard behaves like this. This is useful for writing text, and it's horrible for playing games. So I will show you a better solution for this problem. If we want the movement to start immediately on a key down and to happen a lot of times during this pressment, не е дума, during the pressing of the key, and to stop immediately when the key is released, then apparently we will need both key down and key up functions. And I don't want the movement to happen neither in key down, neither in key up. Apparently we will need to move in each update. Update is the only function that we can hope it will be continuously executed on equal intervals of time. So my idea is to have movement of the player be happening in the update function only while a special new variable that you can create now, we can call it is right pressed currently. So we can have such a variable, and you can see that its name is rather strange. I don't expect for such a variable to have a value like 5 or 100, because what does it even mean? Is right pressed currently is 100? This is crazy. No. A good values for such a variable will be exactly the values that we can see through our window, the device that tell us whether outside is sun shining or rainy or any other, and we can evaluate different things like, is there a rainbow, or do we need an umbrella, or is it dry outside. So all those 5 variables, some of which we saw through the window and some of which we evaluated, are Boolean variables that can have only a value such as true or sometimes false. So please have is right pressed currently and think of where it should becomes true, and only when is right pressed currently is true, only then execute a code at the update function that will move the player to the right. Try to do it yourself after you've experimented with this not so good kind of a code written at kdown.